Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Let's Taste with the Intrepid Wino. My name is James Scaresbrook. Thank you very much for joining me. And thank you to Casella Family Wines, who have very, very kindly donated some samples from a number of their brands for me to look at. I'm humbled and very appreciative that people are supporting me and like what I do and interested to hear what I have to say. If you haven't watched Let's Taste before, essentially what I do is I open the wine completely cold. When I say cold, I don't mean chilled. I mean, I haven't tasted the wine before, and I share my first impressions of the wine. I don't give ratings, just so you know. I don't give scores. I recommend or I don't based on the price. I talk about what I find interesting about it, and I'm excited to have a look at another Peter Lehmann wine on this edition. Peter Lehmann, very important figure in the Barossan. Some people credit him with saving a large part of the industry at a time when, I think there was a government scheme to pull vines or to plant things that kind of weren't really what he thought was important, and save some beautiful old vine material in the Barossan Valley. On this edition, we're looking at a wine called the Barossan Shiraz. I'm amazed that they're able to actually get a trademark on that one, because there's a lot of great, obviously the Barossan produces a lot of different products. So we are looking at a retail price Australian $25. Crafted by the next generation of Peter Lehmann winemakers, the Barossan showcases superb fruit sourced from the many fabled sub-regions across the Barossan Valley. So if you weren't aware, essentially the greater region is called the Barossan, and there are some sub-regions, Barossan Valley and then Eden Valley, and even within those smaller region, the two regions, you get sub-regions within that too. So I would suggest, being that this is labelled as Barossan, you would expect that there would be some fruit from the Barossan Valley and from the Eden Valley. So this should be interesting. Quite classic packaging here. If you can't make it out, that is in fact a silhouette of Peter Lehmann himself. So probably unsurprising, being this is a Barossan Shiraz. Did I mention the vintage? This is 2016. Being that this is a Barossan Shiraz, it is quite dark and reasonably intense as well. Purple-black sort of colour. We are talking reasonably ripe fruit here in most vintages. Not as bold and vibrant as I expected. It's quite subtle. It's not really super overt fruit, and not sort of juby, blueberry, plummy sort of characters. It's not showing much fruit at all, really. It's really, really shy. Approaching sort of dull almost. Not necessarily in a bad way, kind of I'm not really sure what to expect on the palate, so I guess we'll have to have a look. Let's taste. It's funny, yeah, like the kind of the color, the intensity makes me think it's going to show some quite powerful, bright characters. And I just don't see it. I'm not seeing it on the nose, I'm not seeing it on the palate. But at the same time, I'm not seeing a lot of kind of overt winemaking characteristics in the wine. It's not really showing much oak. Possibly what I am seeing is a little bit of acid adjustment. Like there might have been some acids added to. Like it's just kind of I'm going to be perfectly honest, it's a bit underwhelming. $25 is it's still a reasonable amount to pay, and I've on a number of editions of this series, I have looked at some $25 Australian reds, certainly in Shiraz territory, that have over-delivered at that price. I'm going to kind of classify that one as a little bit disappointing. I guess, I possibly expect a little bit more from Peter Lehmann. It's not like really bad, it's not kind of awkward, and it's certainly not kind of overblown like you can tend to see from warmer climate Australian Shiraz, but it's just not giving me much. Look, Peter Lehmann has a lot of different products, and it's absolutely no reflection of the range in general, but it would be interesting to sort of look at this in a different vintage to see if this is possibly a vintage characteristic for this particular product. But thank you obviously to Casella and Peter Lehmann for very generously donating some samples for me to look at. As always, I appreciate the opportunity to share my impressions of Australian and New Zealand wines here on Let's Taste. If you'd like to have your wine profiled here on the channel or the Facebook page, please do get in contact with me. You can do that via my website, intrepidwino.com. You'll also be able to find different writing I've done in the past about my various wine experiences, and you'll also find information about my podcast, the Vincast. You can also find me on social media at Intrepid Wino on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. If you are watching this video on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel, share this video on social media, like it, and most importantly, please do comment. I would love to hear your thoughts on this and any other Peter Lehmann wine. If you're watching this on Facebook, the same applies. Just hit the like button to follow the Intrepid Wino Facebook page. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, cheers.